Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today we have the Rakdos colours within my cube, plus all of the changes that have been made thanks to all of your suggestions from my previous videos. Now, again, all of these videos have been broken up into individual colours because that was the way that it was suggested to in the poll, and that was the one that won. So there will be a link in the description below for you to go and check out each of those individual colours if you want to just break them up, or if you want to watch all of them in one go, there will be a playlist as well which I'll link down there, which you can just watch all of them in one go. So without any further ado, let's get stuck in. There has been 3 changes within this section of my cube. So starting up, we've got Sark and the Mad, which hasn't changed. 7 loyalty Planeswalker for 5. 0 cost, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. It deals damage equal to himself. That card's converted mana cost. So again, there's a little bit of luck involved there. So you get yourself an extra bit of card draw, but it can end up doing significant damage to himself. Or if you can get yourself a land, then you got yourself a free card, or 1 is not too much damage. -2 is target creature's controller sacrifices it, then puts a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. To be perfectly honest, I've done that a fair few times. I've had some goblin creature tokens out there. Don't mind sacrificing a 1/1 goblin to change it up for a 5/5 flying dragon. Don't have a complaint about that at all. And -4, each dragon creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. That one, there is a few dragons within my cube, but it isn't anywhere near enough to warrant that -4 being a huge amount. Yes, you could even have the -2 earlier on and then have the -4 straight afterwards. Not a problem with doing that at all. But to be perfectly honest, I'd rather -2 3 times, if possible, killing off 3 goblins and getting yourself some 5/5s. And then when you get down to that last bit of loyalty, so that last one, then going to looking for that card. Next up, we've got Rakdos Cackler. So again, a nice little aggressive creature here with Unleash. You're always going to be using that more often than not. I've never actually cast this without using that, so it becomes a 2/2 for either a black or a red. Perfect for aggressive strategy there. Next up, we've got Vile Smasher of the Fierce, and I know everybody is not very happy with this little guy in 1v1 Commander right now, and it's the same reasons that I'll have for not liking him as why he's in my cube. Against multiple people, it's a bit random, but against 1v1, whenever you cast the first spell of each turn, dealing damage equal to that spell's converted mana cost to an opponent is fantastic. And because there's only going to be 1, it's always going to be doing damage to them, and that's a huge amount of damage coming from that little guy. Next up, we've got Falcon Wrath Aristocrat, which had come in instead of Olivia Mobilized for War, just because the Aristocrats theme is going on in my cube. This will do a hell of a lot more for me. So it's a 4/1 with flying and haste for 2 and a black and a red. You get to sacrifice a creature. Falcon Wrath Aristocrat gains indestructible to the end of turn, and if it was a human, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on her as well. So can grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Plus, it's just a way of protecting itself as well on top, and that's always been very, very useful for me in the cube. Next up, we've got Terminate. So again, for a black and a red, destroy target creature and it can't be regenerated. The regenerated part's actually pretty useful to have there. Next up, we've got a 4 that we opened up from Amonkhet here with Cut to Ribbons. Again, like I've said previously in many of the videos, I'm not a fan of what the card actually looks like with the art style going on there, but this is a very, very useful card. And this came in instead of Grenzo Dungeon Warden because I just didn't have enough things to modify the bottom of my library and it just didn't perform very well. So dealing 4 damage to target creature for 1 and a red is more than fine. Plus you then have the bonus on top there for X and 2 black with Aftermath. Each opponent loses X life, so if you've got any extra mana to spend later on, it could do some significant amount of damage there for you. Next up, we've got Dreadball. Again, this one hasn't changed. So destroy target creature or planeswalker for a black and a red. I'm not going to complain about paying that for killing off a planeswalker for sure. And last up, we've got Unlicensed Disintegration from Aether Revolt. This one came in for Murderous Redcat because I just felt like I had enough aggressive spells. I mean, I was only ever using Murderous Redcap in more in a burn spell, and it just wasn't performing as well as I'd hoped. Whereas this is destroying target creature. If you control an artifact, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller as well. So you can potentially get yourself not necessarily 2-for-1's the wrong way of looking at it, but smashing down your opponent and killing off a creature at the same time. And more often than not within the cube anyway, I've always been had an artifact of some description within my deck, whether that's been a signet or something else along those lines, but this has performed pretty well for me and I've been very happy. So there we have all of the Rakdos cards within my cube, and I would just like to say thank you so much to all of you for giving me suggestions on all of the cards updates that I've done so far, and the previous ones I sent back 6 months ago. Like I said, there's been over 300 changes to my cube, and it's playing so much better, and that is all down to the suggestions that you all have made, so thank you again so much. Like I said at the top of the video, there is going to be links in the description below for you for each of the colours, for the multicolored section, plus I will put them all into the playlist, so if you want to, you can just watch all of them in one go. I would just like to take this moment to thank my Patreons of the channel. I can't thank you enough for the help and support that you're giving me. If you'd like to do the same, head over to patreon.com/lifebeginsat20, and there'll be a link in the description below for that as well, where there are plenty of rewards to choose from. With your support, we can really push to make this channel even better. Be sure to check out our sponsor, 5colorcombo.com, for a great range of Magic the Gathering accessories with stunning artwork, plus a great app to draft and create decks on the fly. Use the referral code LifeBeginsAt20 for 5% off. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. With your support, we can really help this channel to grow. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.